Welcome to Ctrl+Alt+Narrate, your go-to source for captivating stories and engaging conversations in the world of digital media. I'm your host, Sneesha, and please join me as I learn about the journeys of our incredible guests in the MDM program. So Cody, let's Ctrl+Alt+Narrate your story. Would you like to start off by introducing yourself and then your educational background?
I'd love to. My name is Cody Jensen. I am part of the MDM program, as I believe many of us are. And I come from a background in video game development and entrepreneurship. I did a diploma at Humber College for game programming, where I learned the technical side of game development, and then moved on to complete my bachelor's at Ontario Tech University to learn more about the entire production pipeline in terms of video game development. And now I'm here.
Well, we're glad to have you here. You've contributed so much to the program, not only as a student, but also as a student rep. So we're excited to dive into that today. So on to our first segment, loading Who Are You? So how would you describe yourself in 3 words? Positive today.
Has to be positive?
Yeah, of course.
3 words, I guess: ambitious, honest, and curious.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you to say another word other than honest, because honest is too easy.
Oh, dishonest, I guess.
That's not a positive trait.
Depends on who you're talking to.
You're talking to me.
Okay, so I guess ambitious. What was the other one I mentioned?
Ambitious, curious.
Ambitious, curious. I guess I would be. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
Kind.
It shouldn't be. Yeah, there you go. I was just about to say it shouldn't be difficult because we can come up with a list of 10.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That should be your chaos time, just to make
My
you go
chaos
through.
time. Get the beads.
Yeah. No, we won't put you through that again. So tell us about what brought you to the MDM program after your experience in game dev and digital media.
So I think what brought me back originally was because in my undergrad, I had the opportunity of working as a teaching assistant. And of course, teaching game development classes, game design classes, 3D modeling stuff. And I actually found the experience very rewarding. I wasn't done. Like after graduation, I wasn't happy with just that little bit. So I reached out and I started doing some tutoring with children, digitally or virtually. And even still, that wasn't enough. I wanted to teach again at a post-secondary level. So I reached out to some contacts, and one of them is a professor here at TMU, Dr. Chris Alexander. And in our conversation, I guess he managed to convince me, connect me with the MDM staff, and also convince me that I should partake in the program. So that's how I ended up here. And while here, I'm looking to further bring my passion for game design development into a teaching environment as well.
Was that the only convincing factor in coming here, or did you take a look at the site and something else caught your eye? Or was it just, hey, this professor's really cool, I'm going to come?
If I'm going to be blatantly honest,
yeah,
because I am honest.
Yes, you are. I never said you weren't.
Yeah, you said it was a cop-out.
Because that's the easiest answer to give.
I'm pretty simple-minded in the sense of I didn't look through the entire program and through all the websites and the classes and say these align perfectly with my goals. Right. My goals were more so let's do the master's program because you need to have a master's degree to teach at a post-secondary level. So I went and pursued my master's for that reason specifically alone. And the teachers were pretty cool.
Yes. And speaking of education, your major research project is actually about education and AI, right? So tell us a bit about that.
My former research was in education and AI.
You're right.
My ongoing research is still with the AI, but has been repurposed into a video game context. Okay. So what I'm researching is how effectively large language models or generative AI can be used to create emergent and enjoyable narrative experiences over prolonged gameplay, which effectively breaks down into, can AI learn from player and change behavior
Okay.
to suit players' needs,
Mhm.
which can be used in an educational context, something I would like to take more look into
Right.
after we finish up with our research here.
So why did you feel this kind of topic was important to explore, especially AI in a game system? Because I guess that's not widely incorporated yet.
Well, I grew up playing video games.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us have. A lot of us grew up just watching movies,
Mhm.
television, reading books. So stories are actually a big motivating factor, a driving force for my reason to be in game development.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to also give players the opportunity to branch out from the limited options they have in video games to
Mhm.
develop relationships with characters.
Mm-hmm.
Often in video games, these characters are scripted to behave in a very specific way.
Yes.
And that level of, like the number of options or the way they change
Mhm.
is predetermined by the developers. And some developers will go above and beyond to make them great.
Mhm.
Larian Studios is great with their Baldur's Gate companions. Others, not so much. Like you know what's going to happen
Right.
every single time if you know. I wanted to break free from that mold.
Mm.
So my research is exploring if generative AI, first of all, not how, but like just if
Mhm.
generative AI can be used to kind of branch into that immersion territory where every single interaction with a character is always going to be unique and dynamic based on how you interact with it. Even if you interact the exact same way,
Mhm.
the interpretation would be different each time. Same way as if you and I were interacting.
Right.
It's very human-like.
That's interesting, actually, because I'm thinking about it in the context of you playing a game, and for example, you don't have like the multiplayer option, but you still want to play with someone else. And if you don't have anyone available to play with you, then maybe you can choose this Gen AI option, and then it'll still give you a unique experience where you're still challenged in some way, and it's not super easy and just like bot behavior. To explain.
Yeah. I mean, another I was surprised about this because this wasn't how I expect things to turn out, but I recently started watching Black Mirror. And
Ooh, okay.
I did not realize it at the time, but I
Yeah.
accidentally started from the newest season 7, I think.
I see. Yeah.
I didn't realize it. I thought this was the first season.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started watching through, and I always give a show 3 episodes before I determine whether to continue or not.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny that on the 3rd episode,
Yep.
if you've watched it,
Yep.
then you know.
Yes.
My research is effectively that.
Yeah. I
Bringing
know.
characters within interactive narrative experiences to life.
Mm-hmm. It was a very interesting episode. But do you want to give a premise to what
Certainly.
the episode was about?
So, spoilers.
Spoiler territory, you can skip how many ever seconds you want.
Okay. You've been warned. So in the 3rd episode of season 7, Black Mirror, an actress is brought on to watch or to perform, to reenact the same role of an old classic movie. And to do so, a company is brought in that can recreate the world and the movie digitally. And the actress is, her consciousness is injected into that movie, that digital experience. And she actually gets to live in that world as if it were real. Which it works for the use case that they're looking for, is to recreate the experience and to make it live.
Yeah.
And really feel what's going on to
Right.
give a more believable experience. But as you interact with this world, these characters who are still in the mindset of, say, like the 1960s
Yes.
or 1950s,
Yeah.
they're stuck with their limited amount of knowledge. So when you jump in 50, 60, 70 years from the future, and even just your language, your behaviors are different, they notice and they change the way they would act normally as well. And so this actress ends up forming a relationship with another character from the film who is completely AI generated, and the feelings start to get reciprocated and they grow that way.
It was a really beautiful episode. I can easily say that I think that might be my most favorite Black Mirror episode ever. It was really creative, and I saw that episode and I thought about your research, so I'm glad that you brought it up.
Yeah.
So speaking of games, actually, you've come up with 3. One that I had the pleasure of reading 70 pages on. So there's Tokoyami, there's Blacklist, and then there's Hellbound.
Yes.
Please elaborate and tell the audience about each of them.
So the 3 that you've listed are narrative passion projects, if you will. The least developed being Blacklist, which effectively follows the story of 12 military operators who are rejected from their post or their position. And so they come together, basically Avengers-like. Someone goes and gathers them and forms this secret operative that help with restoring balance in the world. Hellbound is a much larger, and I think the oldest one that I've been working on, which is a more like a world or like a universe.
Is this the 52 character one?
That's 52 characters.
52 characters.
3,
See, I remember.
3 dimensions, full like maps and everything for like continental size.
Amazing.
Maps that were developed, and each character has intertwining stories with each other to make it a very vast experience. And then the most recent one, the one that I'm most excited to bring to light, is Tokoyami, which is a narrative experience that teaches the player about the feelings behind grief and depression, and also through gameplay is intended to teach how to overcome and to motivate them in their own lives to seek support or to use different strategies to overcome the difficulties that they're facing, or just to enjoy a nice story.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, you're kind of battling yourself in that game and all your inner demons that are in different emotional forms.
Yeah, so the premise is the main character that you play as falls into their own mind, literally, and the manifestations of the negative emotions they've been feeling from grief and depression come to life. Both negative and positive, but not too many positives in a world clouded by darkness.
Exactly.
But it's you as the player who's supposed to go through this world and try and improve it, cleanse it. And as you do make progress, you start to discover there are those positive emotions that manifest as characters that you interact with. And there are the negative emotions that you do overcome and learn more about them, where they come from, and like their own dark sides, and causes them to end up in that situation. And gradually you build and restore the world from this dark and gloomy space in your mind into something more bright and beautiful.
I'm only smiling so much because I've read everything about the game, and it's beautiful, it's incredible, and obviously I'm in no qualification to say that, like, I'm proud of you, but I'm very proud of you because that's the most full-fledged project I've ever seen anyone write. And the amount of detail in that and the amount of dedication bleeds through the pages. So I really do hope you take that game somewhere because it deserves a round of applause.
She speaks praise, but you should see her own narrative development.
No,
I was just reading it here before coming on.
That was 2% of the amount that you've written. And I think I genuinely really love the game because I can also relate to a lot of the themes that you explore. And I think anything sentimental and anything emotional based can really resonate with audiences. And I think that there should be more games that are, shaped around emotional concepts. And this also brings out, ways to teach emotional intelligence to kids and adults and anyone who wants to play. So
tie it all back to teaching, education, learning.
Exactly. And that's what we're here for. You see, you're already doing my job for me.
Hey, I can't help it.
My host, now I'm a bit redundant as a host. You might as well take on this episode yourself. But thank you so much for sharing about those 3 games. I genuinely wanted to bring light to them because they're awesome and I really love them. So I hope to see you develop those other 2 games a lot more equally to Tokoyami, and then hopefully release them one day. Hopefully. So you constantly seek different opportunities, such as workshops, TAing in your own time. What would you say compels you to teach, or what exactly is it that you like about teaching?
I've discovered that I like helping people. I like to see other people succeed. Even though I may struggle with myself trying to succeed and battling my own inner demons of just accepting like what I can and can't do and whatnot. I really, really like seeing the faces of the people that are learning from the advice or the knowledge that I have to share. And I like seeing them grow and achieve their goals and dreams. It's just a very satisfying feeling. And that's what draws me to it.
So you were the TA for our interdisciplinary class with Diana. And in that class, we had a project called Pechakucha, where we needed to come up with a 6-minute, 40-second presentation with 20 slides. And
20 seconds per slide.
20 seconds per slide with 20 slides?
With 20 slides.
With 20
20
slides.
by 20.
Yeah, 20 by 20. And I was dreading that presentation because it was a lot. And I also suck with memorization. And I remember coming to you panicking, and you walked me through the purpose of why this presentation exists, what I would get out of it, and also to kind of bring my focus from being a perfectionist to just thinking about how progress is still important, and you don't have to get 100% on everything to have learned something and come out with it. So that was a clear example to me about a great teacher that you were.
And you did just fine. And
I did okay.
Growth is not about hitting that 1% or that 100%.
Yeah.
It's about seeing the percents change positively. And that growth can be slow or can be steep.
Yes.
But the most important thing is consistency and doing that. So yeah, you can rush through and do your 640 and say like, I'm never doing this again. But I would encourage more like to do it more. And you'll see the changes within yourself naturally.
So you were talking about how after you TA'd the course, that's when you realized the purpose and the potential in how you can grow through doing the presentation. But while you were a student, you had a similar reaction to the rest of us and freaking out about how stressful it was.
Oh, yes, 100%. I remember Momna was on my group as we were doing it. And I stressed and struggled with it so hard.
Yeah.
But as soon as I convinced them to go ahead of me, I was able to like, I don't know. I felt like supporting them was the right way to go, and they did amazing. And then I did it in my own time. But yeah.
So would you ever try it again?
Of course.
Like for another purpose entirely, or for that class, you mean?
For that class, another purpose, I would do it again. I'll probably fail, but
again, I guess
growing
that's
from
not
those
the point.
failures is what matters.
Yeah. And I've also learned that specifically for that, you can never get it perfect, and it's not meant to be something that you are perfect in. That's kind of the whole lesson, I guess, of it, that it teaches you. But that's my hot take, that I would never do it again.
I think don't aim to be perfect, aim to be you. That's I think what the goal should be from doing these.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at it, I think, but that is a personal struggle that I'm currently working on. But as we're going to move on to our next segment, Control Hot Take. I have a couple questions for you here. With the advancements in AI, in generative AI specifically, do you think that AI can generate complex and cohesive narratives? Yeah.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Honestly, in the progress I've made for my research personally, it hasn't been as effective as I would like to see.
Okay.
So I think the best you can aim to achieve right now with generative AI is more of a co-narrative experience where both you and the AI are forming this story together. However, there's still the issue of AIs that aren't trained for a specific purpose to get lost in inconsistencies.
So would you not say that using AI, especially in a narrative-related medium is taking away the beauty of the humanistic aspect of stories. Because I think what makes narrative so beautiful and so immersive is that subconsciously you realize it's coming from someone else's mind and someone else's concepts. And if it's generated by a machine, do you think that that removes authenticity and maybe affects I don't know what I'm trying to go for here, but
I know what you mean. I think I'm in the same boat as you. I feel like
Mhm.
we shouldn't rely on artificial intelligence to take control of like the entire structured narratives of our experiences. What I'm aiming to accomplish, though, instead, is to create characters that feel lifelike and that will alter the narrative based on your interactions with it.
Okay.
So ultimately, there would still be a narrative that's designed by us.
Mhm.
It's just putting characters within the world that can grow and change within that context of that story.
So I guess you're trying to
I think there's a middle ground that can be achieved.
Right.
Not so much to like, oh, hey, let's go on ChatGPT and write me a story and that's going to be what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
No. A more accurate example would be like, hey, here's the story I have, I've written, and I want you to role play as this minor character or this secondary character and join me on my adventure.
So more than creating the narrative, it's kind of like a tool to help the narrative keep going.
Correct.
Okay. I can work with that. I think I can live with that. Next question. Do you think that AI is good at role play? What does it mean to co-narrate a story with AI?
AI is surprisingly good at role playing.
Really?
As the characters in my own experiences. Of course, it really depends on the training of the AI, the model you use, and the prompt engineering behind it. So if you're giving poor context as to who this character is going to be, your character's going to the result of your character is going to be poor as a result.
Right.
And you'll get narrative drift or inconsistencies. Memory is a big issue as well, because there's a limit to how much cache memory you can actually store. I mean, when we're talking like ChatGPT, they have servers over in the deserts, like that are running like, I don't know, millions of terabytes of data all at once. So they've stored up a lot of memory. But when you're talking about giving it the context of my story and the game and the events, there's a limit to how much they can learn from start to finish. When you start off the character in the beginning, they know nothing about you. And they don't remember anything about you when you restart the game. It's a fresh slate every single time. So they have to go and learn from you that way. And I think there's just a limit. There's a limit to it.
I guess that can kind of be used as a good thing in a way, because if they don't remember your previous actions, that gives you the chance to rewrite a different story every time, or at least have some kind of a different outcome every time.
And that's kind of the point, is to try and have each experience be unique. But the issue with the limitations of the AI that at least that I have to work with right now is causing some of the narrative experience to not be as enjoyable as something that might be pre-scripted or determined by a actual writer.
Interesting. Okay, I see.
So there's a lot more that has to go into it beyond the scope of what I've been able to achieve in these past 6 months. But there is potential.
So with where you are right now, if you had to choose between writing with AI forever, in terms of narratives, games, any project that you have to do, or never again at all in anything.
It's a one or the other.
Yes, one or the other.
Then I would have to say I'd write with humans. I'd write with my own mind.
Okay, I'm happy with that answer. So that's what I'd hope you say. It's just more authentic, but I could be of a more nostalgic mindset where I like things the way they are, and I'm not too keen on things changing over time. But I'm adjusting. I think we're all adjusting. So next one is following your passion, bad advice.
Depends on what your passion is, right?
Okay.
If you have a passion for, I don't know, running naked in the streets, you probably don't follow that. But if you're aspiring to be a musician, or you're trying to be a story writer, or you want to be a teacher, whatever it is you want to strive for, it's a driving force, and something to keep you encouraged to continue working hard to reach those goals. And as long as you're passionate about something, then you know the work that you're going to do is going to be good. Eventually.
It should be.
Eventually.
Okay. I was hoping you'd say something about how you see hobbies and work life interfering, because I do hear a lot of people saying that never make what you love as your career. And then others are like, well, you don't want to be miserable for the rest of your career, so do what you love.
I think both have both make sense depending on your outlook on it, right? I would lean more towards the do what you love, because you don't want to be miserable doing something you don't love. You don't want to have regrets on not trying to do what you don't love.
Yeah.
And personally, I'm not out for success. I'm out for just making some cool stuff and being happy about what it is I do.
Isn't that success?
It depends on who you ask. But to me, that would be success, yes.
Okay. So, well, that answers my next question. But let's do a bit of a fun one. If you had to teach a class full of fictional video game characters, what would it be?
A class full of fictional video game characters, what would I be teaching them?
Yes. So, for example, I'm teaching everyone from Last of Us about something. I would, probably teach them.
I have no idea.
We would, in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, let me teach them some art.
Yeah, let's just do some art therapy to help us get through the
zombie apocalypse.
Get through the down times we have going on here.
Yep. You can't steal my answer. That was my answer. You have to come up with your own fictional video game that you choose to.
Own fictional video game.
Yeah, and then also, what class would you teach them?
Aren't all video games technically fiction since they exist?
Well, yes. Is that not
fictional video game? Would imply
that's
something
what you mean.
that doesn't exist? Like
no.
Okay.
You know what I mean.
So the class.
See the inner TA coming out.
The class. I just like criticizing people. That's the truth behind my love for teaching. I think I have no idea what I would teach, and I have no idea who I would teach either.
You just come up with something for the sake of the podcast.
Oh gosh, that's such a difficult question, though.
It's meant to be.
I guess my experience is in game design, programming. I don't know who I would teach yet, but I'd probably teach a class directed towards what would you call it? Like self-growth, motivational class, to like a public speaking class.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm no expert in public speaking, but I've gone through the process. I used to be the type that would hide in a closet, do the work, come out 3 months later with a project, be happy, and then just tell me what else you need done, and I'll go back in. But I forced myself through that process of standing in front and speaking. Still hate it to this day. But it's changed. So I think I would probably want to teach a class about self-growth, like public speaking, to a group of video game characters that may be more timid or not appreciative of themselves, or that's kind of right in the back seat. I don't know.
I'm trying to think about a game, but it's hard.
Not a specific game, but more like a classroom of characters from different games.
I can see
like
that.
The Smash Bros. Of learning how to talk in front of a crowd.
Yeah. Okay, fair answer. Would you rather have a smart stove that cooks for you because you've expressed your hate for chores? So would you rather have a smart stove that cooks for you, but you're left with the cleanup? Or would you rather have a smart Roomba that cleans, but you have to feed it?
Like, would it clean up the kitchen as well, or just the floors?
than my question. Victoria, I need you to. That's a good question.
If we
Maybe the smart Roomba has like some magic ability and just does the entire.
it just cleans the entire house.
Like just cleans.
100%, I would do that.
The one that cleans the entire. Wait, if
Yeah.
that's an easier answer, I want to give you the harder question.
No, well, no. I mean, first of all, I love cooking.
Yeah,
One of my favorite hobbies. I
Okay.
love cooking.
So you just don't like the cleanup behind cooking.
I get a little bit lazy once I eat. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
understandable.
and I also tend to make a mess. So having something that would clean up for me in exchange for me feeding it, hell yeah, I do that.
Yeah, I don't think feeding is a bad.
I love feeding people.
Yeah, I think that's fun to do. Plus, you could feed the Roomba. I wonder what you would feed the Roomba though.
Whatever I make.
No, because Roombas are like technology. Like you can't feed like food to the thing.
Maybe I can I'll plug it into a wall or something. There you go.
Yeah, that would probably no, but we have to come up with something like absurd for you to feed it. I don't know. Feed all the phone chargers in your house. It only eats phone chargers.
It eats phone chargers.
Yeah. And you have to go to Best Buy every couple days to just get a bunch of new phone chargers. Or TV remotes. What if it goes around eating stuff that you have a hard time searching around your house?
Oh God.
So your car keys.
So that's why things go disappearing.
Yeah, that's why because this smart Roomba is just eating all of it in exchange for cleaning your entire house.
And that's just violently inefficient in terms of cost evaluation. And then I would have to choose the stove.
Okay. I just needed to
and
make
I would just choose to never use it.
to never use the stove?
Yes.
So you would just constantly buy out?
What do you mean?
Like buy food outside?
I'd use a regular stove.
Oh, wow. Okay, you're good at this. Yeah, because I said smart stove. I didn't say regular stove.
Loopholes. That's what gamers do.
Yeah, I kind of failed on these questions, huh? Okay. Would you rather? Ooh, my favorite one. Okay. Would you rather never read books again or never play video games again? Do I say my classic line? Choose wisely.
Never read books again or never play video games again.
Mm-hmm. It's not a threat. It's a warning.
I'll never read a book again then. What?
Explain.
I can barely read. My attention
That's a lie.
span is so low.
That's such a lie.
It's 100% true.
No, you were literally sitting there for 15 minutes reading through my entire flow chart. That's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of words long.
And it took a lot of effort.
And you still did it.
But because I love and respect you, of course I'm going to go ahead and do it.
You still have the attention span. That's my point. You can read.
Potato. But yeah, no, this is different from what I was expecting you to ask.
What did you expect me to
I was
ask?
expecting you if you could go, if you could live in a world without video games or without books.
What difference would it be?
Well, you're asking me which one I would choose not to do for the rest of my life now.
But in the other question, okay, say that we go over that
In the other
one.
question, you were asking which one would basically never have existed.
Yeah, but that was more depressing, so I didn't want to ask you that.
Exactly. You gave me an easier question.
Okay, then let me ask you the more depressing question.
I would choose books because video games would not exist if we
Without
did not
books.
have books.
Okay, thank you. That's more. Either way, you answered this question really easily. That wasn't fair. I feel like you outplayed me in my own. This is unfair, isn't it? This is so unfair.
I'm in your head.
Yeah. Why are you so prepared for this? Did you talk to Victoria before this episode?
No.
Fun fact, she was supposed to co-host with me today, but unfortunately she's not free. So she had the pleasure of helping me create the script for Cody, and I am now going to yell at her because I'm getting...
Don't yell at her.
I won't yell at her. I love her.
Think of it this way. Even if I did have a conversation with her, which I didn't, and even if I did know what the script was and assumed I read through it and I knew every question you're going to ask, you know me. I have goldfish memory.
That's true.
I can't remember what we were talking about just sitting over there. So,
my game.
Yeah. But
you
don't take it out on Victoria because
I won't. She has great questions.
I have no idea.
I think I needed her help to try and get some kind of difficult answers from you, and we both kind of were playing a losing game, but we still got some entertainment. That's okay. That's what we're here for.
I play to win.
And to learn more about you. Wow, good. Good job. Good for you. I'm glad that you're being competitive.
I'm competitive.
next question. Would you rather take a spin class or rollerblade? Because I didn't know that you rollerbladed. The length of a marathon.
I would rollerblade the length of a marathon.
More than a spin class.
One of my dreams has actually been, well, ambitions, I guess, that was never achieved yet, was I started rollerblading in Oshawa, which is about a 40-minute drive away from here, depending on traffic. And there's a lakefront path that actually goes most of the way from Oshawa to Toronto. That path actually extends much further along the lake, but I wanted to actually use that and go from Oshawa to Toronto.
All by rollerblade?
All by rollerblade.
How long would that take by rollerblade? Because technically it's faster than a walk.
It's about
but slower than a bike.
Half the time it would take for me to, if I'm consistent the entire way through, it's about half the time it would take for me to drive from one place to another.
You'd be able to go the entire stretch without taking breaks?
Probably not.
Okay, I was gonna say, but that's an interesting answer. I feel like I would just suffer through a 30-minute spin class because you at least get to dance, or is dancing part of your fear too?
Oh God, I struggle to speak in front of people. You want me to dance in front of people now?
Well,
too?
you're not like actively dancing. It's more like you're doing you're on the bike machine, right? I don't know what it's called. The step cycle.
I'll tell you what. I'll do both.
Okay. No, it's a would you rather question.
Okay. Well,
all my questions
love
are basically redundant because I start questioning myself when I'm asking you questions, and I find this really unfair because you're making my job difficult, and I'm supposed to be.
You're supposed to be making me struggle?
No, I'm supposed to be nice to you because you're my friend and we're friends. Yeah, I'm supposed to make your life difficult. Okay, well, if I can't do the job properly, I'll call someone else out, who can. So, Hannah, time for your chaos.
Turn and face each other. You're each going to say 5 nice things about yourself, one at a time, using I statements. So I want to hear from each of you one at a time. Nope. You're each saying nice things about yourself, but you're looking at each other because you both self-deprecated this whole episode. There'd be so many beads on the table.
Wait, this is not what the chaos that
Sneesha?
I gave you.
I don't care. So with I statements, I want to hear, I am a kind person. I am one at a time, okay? Here's your mic. I'll count. Okay, you have to do 5 each.
Okay. I am an ambitious person.
1.
Can he use the adjectives he used earlier? Because that's technically cheating, right?
He didn't say ambitious earlier.
Ha. He did. He said ambitious, curious. He can't use honest either.
Yeah.
That's easy.
I was trying to use the ones from before to see if I could slide past you.
No, you're not sliding past me.
Okay, new one.
Okay,
Doesn't count.
new one.
0.
New one.
Okay.
Like this?
Oh yeah, we have to look at
Look
at each other. Okay.
Who's the most self-deprecating?
Who's the most self-deprecating of them all? Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Okay, go for it.
Positive things about ourselves. Okay.
About you.
Say an I statement. Say 1 positive thing about yourself. I can sit here.
I can think of 5.
Day.
Yeah.
I can sit here all day.
I think I'm very hardworking.
Yes. Oh,
Now's your turn.
Yeah,
right.
it's back and forth. Come on.
I think I'm
Your
very
turn.
hardworking.
Nope, no duplicates. Try again.
I care about my friends a lot.
There we go. Cody.
I really like making food for other people.
That was okay.
Hey.
I can find the beauty in all the stories that I read.
2. Go. You have 3 more. You gotta start thinking faster.
Help? Can I call a landline?
Nope.
No.
Phone a friend?
No.
50-50 split?
Nope.
No. Well, that backfired.
You've got this. I believe in you.
We believe in you as a community.
I am... Very good things about ourselves. I am very good at managing money,
3.
managing finances.
Oh, okay. I am a strong support system for my friends.
Yes, you are. 3.
Thank
Go.
I am a very effective emotional support animal as long as I don't have to speak.
Do it again, but don't call yourself an
I am
She's strict.
very good at supporting other people.
There we go. 4.
I have really creative ideas.
4. Last one. Make it a good one. I will make buzzer noises if it's not good.
This is torture, by the way,
This
to
is
everyone
actually
watching.
torture.
This is actually quite hard.
Oh God, two pessimists going back and forth.
Wow, wow.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah.
Clip it.
I care about you. Wah, wah.
I'm very open to trying new ideas.
That's a great one for number 5.
That is a really good one. I am the opposite.
You're lucky I don't make you say 2 more. I'm repeating myself right there. Give me a good number 5.
Okay. I see the talent and potential in all my friends that I meet, and I do my best to give them opportunities where they can succeed. One being this podcast.
Congratulations.
Yes!
You guys pass.
We passed chaos time. Yay.
We did good.
Awesome.
Go
That
back.
was really stressful, but I hope
love
that was
you
more.
all.
We love you too.
Can I make a personal request that if I ever end up on the show again, we have the beads come back instead?
No, because you already expected that coming. That's why we had to do something different. Yeah, we were told I told her to no beads. Did she do a better job? Do you feel a little uncomfortable, disturbed? Shocked?
Now I feel rattled, yeah.
Okay,
I
that's
mean,
good.
you're feeling pretty bad about the questions you had, but no, that threw me off.
No, see, the thing is, she was asking me earlier, like, what to do, and I was like, oh, why don't we make him name 10 good things about himself, and then if he messes up or hesitates, then he has to do a dance or sing. This backfired on me because she made me say 5 good things about myself, and I was like, wait, this is not my chaos time. If this was for your episode, I can only imagine how terrifying my own episode is going to be. So
I think you're
that's-
safe. I'm
don't
really
think
good
I'm
at
safe.
self-depreciation. Make that my 6th.
Can he say something good about himself because he self-deprecated?
Yeah.
Okay, you have to say another good one sentence about yourself.
As a result of my self-depreciation, I am a very humble person. There you go.
Did that count?
Yes, it counts.
How does that count? Whose side are you on?
Humor points.
Humor points.
This is unfair. I see a
Okay.
team up over here, and I'm not feeling
I'm
appreciated.
a very comedic and funny person. 7. There you go. Continue with the podcast.
Okay, only because I agree. On to our next segment, deep dive, no edits. And I'm glad you're shaking up because hopefully I'll get some honest answers. Because someone likes using the word honest too often.
Yeah.
Between people, games, and narratives, what tends to inspire you to create?
People, games, and narratives. What inspires me to create?
Yeah.
I think all 3 of them, really.
If you had to choose one.
If I had to choose one, people, games, narratives.
Okay, and
Games
what
are
about
just
them?
narratives.
What about them inspires you to create?
Storytelling has just been a tool for passing on information and knowledge from one generation to another. So, I mean, first of all, each person has their own story to tell. They are their own narrative experience. It's just a matter of whether if you engage with that person, do you become a part of that narrative, and what can you learn from their narrative up to that point? Games are just interactive narratives.
Okay, I'm going to be annoying here.
Hi.
That was a more distanced question. I want you to answer what about it inspires you personally as Captain Cody
I find
to inspire?
well-
Like what inspires you about it that makes you want to be like, hey, I actually want to create something right now. I actually want to write a story or I want to make a game.
Okay, I'll be more specific with my answer then.
Mhm.
It's the knowledge and information, the lessons learned from the narratives that I have experienced, that I go through, whether it's playing a game or interacting with a person, or if it's watching a movie or reading a book.
Mm-hmm.
Reading through those and the lessons and experiences that have been learned through those mediums is what inspires me to write about my own experiences. And same thing, people, myself, I am my own narrative, but it's the lessons I've learned
Yeah.
that inspire me to build these stories and to build my own ideas.
Okay, that's the answer that I wanted from you. That was very well phrased. What was that look for? Hey, I'm just trying
Thank
to
you.
expose your amazingness to the world. I think you're very talented, and I hope that you could see that too.
Thank you very much. And when we get to your episode, we're going to shower you in.
I'm okay. I'll
Your
pass.
amazingness.
We won't even have time to do my episode, so really we can skip it over. We can keep the attention on everyone else. So let's talk more about your games. Tokoyami was about overcoming yourself as the greatest challenge. So what is the greatest challenge that you faced, and how did that make you grow as a person?
My greatest challenge is probably
If you feel comfortable
where
sharing.
I started.
Okay.
I come from a very poor family. He was just single father, and we moved around a lot.
Mhm.
I've been to 21 different schools before going to my first post-secondary.
Wow.
TMU is my 24th school that I've been to. And I've lived in every province in Canada except for BC and the 3 territories. So I've been all around and had a different childhood experience. And that's kind of what influenced. I kind of forgot what the question was specifically, but that was definitely the biggest challenge, was overcoming that. And I remember in grade 11, I guess it's like a light bulb turning on, or like a realization that this is not all that life has to be.
Mm-hmm.
I want to strive for more. And so that's when I actually started taking charge as a young adult or a child looking to mature, reach out and overcome what I perceived as barriers and achieve more, which I have. I am proud to say that I'm the first person in my direct family line that has gone to college.
That's awesome.
I feel like I am proud to say that I feel like I'm in a lot more of a stable position, despite being a student with student loans and whatnot.
Of course.
In a lot more stable position from where I came from.
That's awesome. That's such an inspiring story. I didn't know that about you at all. And you couldn't tell that you'd have gone through so much struggles if you were just looking at you. I think you're a very humorous person.
Each person has their own narrative, their story
Yeah.
to tell. It's just a
How
matter
did-
of
I guess how did you not let your environment affect your drive to keep striving for above and beyond in your life? Because you're at an incredible position now, not only career-wise, but also education. You're not only using your talents to grow in a career sense, but you're also passing the knowledge that you have down to other people, which I think is a very selfless thing to do. So how did you, I guess, move through life without losing steam?
well, I think there are moments where you do lose your steam
Mm-hmm.
and you come to a standstill and you might spiral back down. Tokoyami is a story that's based on my own experiences, inspired by my own experiences. And like I mentioned earlier, growth isn't about like one immediate success. If I were to release a game tomorrow and it performs extremely well, and then the rest of my life I'm not doing anything,
Mm-hmm.
then I wouldn't consider that success. But constant effort to improve upon from where you were is what keeps me going. So I do rise and I then do fall and keep rising. But it's also the memory of where I came from that usually is the reason I kick back into regaining momentum.
I know we joke a lot about you self-deprecating and not being proud of yourself too often. Is this maybe what fuels your drive to continue going on because you're always trying to be better? Do you ever stop and congratulate yourself and say, hey, I did do these amazing things? I'm asking both as a friend and also someone who relates to some of the mindsets that you have.
I feel like there's always more to strive for.
Mm-hmm.
So while I do acknowledge that I have made successes and I've reached points in my life that I would not, like child Cody would never have even thought would be possible, I still feel like there's more to achieve. And so I'm still constantly pushing myself to achieve those goals.
How do you find a balance between trying to achieve more with it not overshadowing your progress and your accomplishments? Or does it overshadow your ability to be like, hey, I did all these things and I'm really proud of them?
Can you clarify about overshadowing?
So for example, if I graduated this, I'm not going to say if I'm going to graduate this program, I'm going to make that very clear. So I graduated from this master's program and I'm like, wow, like I did a whole master's and I got through my undergrad during COVID, but I still don't have a job. I still need a job. I still need a 9-to-5. I still need some like a high up position, and that focus on the future and what you need to do rather than what you've done, overshadowing your ability to be like, hey, but like actually I did such a huge thing graduating.
Well, no, I think everything that you've done to reach where you are helps shape what you've accomplished then. I would not be sitting here if I did not, in my undergrad experience, go through trying to do a startup.
Right.
And learning to speak in front of people and become comfortable with talking to audiences and the public. Just because I'm going to graduate from here doesn't mean that I'm going to now no longer consider my experience at Ontario Tech University to be minute.
Right.
It's actually what formed the capacity to achieve what I've accomplished now.
So how did you, I guess, what I'm asking is that balance. How did you find that balance to make sure that you're not like just going and not, focusing on what you've actually accomplished and being appreciative of what you've done?
I'm not certain if there is a balance. I don't know.
Interesting. Okay.
I feel like right now I'm definitely in the going, pick up a lot of things, and often I don't think about things as I'm picking up new ones because I'm so eager to help others. I'm eager to try out new things. And that sometimes does like stump my growth and stump my progress. So I can't say there really is a balance right now.
Okay. That's interesting.
I don't know. But I definitely do not forget about the past, about what got me to where I am now. That's for sure. I don't let that stop me from trying to achieve more.
It's interesting that you say that. I wonder, it does. I wonder what, I guess, future you would say about this mindset that you have right now, because I think I'm slowly, in a good way.
It'll probably be very different.
I personally, I have trouble stopping and being like, hey, look at all the things that you've accomplished. Look at all the things that you've done. And I'm just focused on, well, it's never enough. It's not enough. And I find that we have a similar way of just needing to go and do more and be better. And I guess I was curious to see if you really did have the same mindset or not. But hopefully it changes in the future. Hopefully we can work on slowing down, being more proud of ourselves. But this is Deep Dive for a reason. So talking about progress, you TA'd Diana's class last term.
Yes.
So we talked about how to perceive failure in that class. What are your feelings on failure, and what does failure mean to you specifically?
Failure is an opportunity to learn.
Okay.
Just using the same example I just used from the previous question, I went through the process of doing a startup. That was a failure. But I learned so much from doing it. So I don't think you should ever put yourself down and say like, oh, I failed. I did not accomplish what I set out to achieve. As long as you're learning from those failures, you're growing as an individual and accomplishing more. Even taking a class right now, where one of the founding principles is it's okay to fail, just don't continue to fail. Right? learn from the mistakes you've made and make adjustments and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially one of the founding lessons that's being taught there. So I do fundamentally believe in that mindset as well.
Are you difficult on yourself when you
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to say when you fail because I don't think that's the right way to phrase
Of
it.
course I'm difficult on myself.
So how do you pull yourself out of it when you are?
Oh, well, I go cry it out and come back later and try again. Like, yeah, it feels miserable to stand in front of a group of investors and pitch a product and fail to even be able to explain, get halfway through your pitch and explain what your product is.
Mm-hmm.
That happened to me. And I remember I left the room, didn't come back. I was very upset and was very demotivated. But the next day I came back. And I kept working towards it. Yeah, I failed. But the next time I did that pitch in front of investors, it was a success.
That's awesome.
And then the next time I did that pitch, I won a first place reward of $2,000 for funding on the
goodness.
startup as a result of the best pitch.
That's awesome.
So don't let your failures hold you back. Build upon them and use them as motivation so that you don't end up failing like that.
do you have, I guess, my question now is with student Cody and TA Cody, do you have a difference in definition between what failure is to each of those personas, for lack of a better term, that I'm going to call it? Because I'm sure as a student, you relate to the rest of us. And anytime we feel like we've done poorly on an assignment, on a presentation, anything that's graded, and we're like, damn, like I failed this, I did terrible, I didn't do a good job. But then as a teacher, does that teacher mind ever come in and be like, hey, like from a teaching perspective, I don't see this as a failure. So do you ever have a conflict between the two mindsets?
Yes. Because as a teaching assistant, often the grading scheme that you follow is based on the professor, the one that's actually running the class. So even if you might have a disagreement in terms of the approach to grading, there's still a certain range that you got to meet in terms of like what you're grading for.
Right.
In my mind, if I'm talking about student Cody or if I'm talking about teaching Cody, where I am in control of the session, failure only happens when you choose to give up, when you stop.
I agree.
In previous experiences in teaching, failure has been you have less than a 50% grade.
Yes.
So yes, there is the context there, but in my eyes, it's choosing not to stop. If you stop moving forward, that's when you've truly failed. You haven't failed me. You haven't failed someone. You failed yourself in that regards.
I like that answer. Okay. So now we're going to sadly go to our last segment. Alt before you go. It's so much fun having you on the podcast. So I'm very glad I got some introspective answers here. So is there anything that we haven't talked about on the podcast so far that you'd like to bring attention to?
That we haven't talked about?
So far. So I covered everything.
Empty mind, blank slate.
This means I'm good at my job?
You are pretty
Question
good
mark?
at the job. I gotta
I'll
admit.
take it. Thank you. I'll take it. I thought I failed.
See, no.
I had to.
If our chaos time was a little bit different and we had to give positives about each other, I think you'd be walking home with a good book full of them.
That's very kind of you. I the same goes for you. I think I have lots of praise, and I find you as one of my biggest inspirations in this program, along with being a pillar of the program itself, because you and Maeve and Alicia have literally supported our entire program, making sure we're staying afloat through the entire process. And it's been a pleasure being a rep with you guys too. So I'm glad that we covered everything that you wanted to talk about. So thoughts on Pechakucha as a presentation format? I know we went over that, but I just need your final say for everyone out there.
Oh God, it's horrible. It's horrible.
See, now that's the answer I wish you would say, but I'm also slowly understanding the value.
It's not. if you're talking about the exact format of 20 by 20, you have to follow that rigid structure of 6 minutes, 40 seconds, 20 seconds per slide for 20 slides.
Yes.
With no interruption, no break or anything. It's terrible because each presentation does not fit within, like a Petra Kucha cannot cover each and every single presentation. But the learning values from it are very, very good, are very useful.
Yeah.
And they're ones that I struggle with. So that says a lot coming from me.
It does. The fact that you're endorsing it after personally struggling with it, I think, one, it takes a lot of, I don't know what the word would be, but it takes a lot of effort to put aside your pride and be like, hey, even though I sucked or like I was terrified of this experience, I still think this value is a lot. So
it's called being good at failure. And that's part of the reason why I self-deprecate a lot, is because it also serves as a motivating factor to keep moving forward. And it's humbling.
have you ever thought about writing a book?
I'm writing narratives. I'm writing stories.
Not a video game. I mean like an actual motivational book.
Motivational book?
Yeah.
Oh, heck no.
You should. I think you should.
I don't think I could.
I think you have an incredible amount of life lessons that your TA brain could gift us all with. Maybe that could be future merch that we come out with. Ctrl+Alt+Narrate, Cody's mind style.
Oh, hey, that's a great idea.
you know?
Let's start a merch line.
Yeah. I mean, we don't, I don't, unfortunately, I don't think we have enough budget for that, but hey, you never know.
Let the merch build your budget.
Yeah. T-shirts are a lot of money.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a lot. So that's not looking the best. But gonna start again. Throughout our 3 terms in MDM, what is your biggest takeaway, and what's something that you've learned about yourself recently that surprised you?
That surprised me. Okay, biggest takeaway is definitely like in terms of what, as a student or just in my personal takeaway?
In general, just related to the 3 terms that you went through.
Biggest takeaway I think for me is just I wish I was more assertive. I was more like, first of all, I wish I believed more in myself. There's projects that I would have done that would have been very different from what I've done now. And if I was a little bit more assertive or at least a little bit more persistent, I would have been doing them now. And I would have been very happy to do them. Not to say I'm not happy doing the research I'm doing now.
Of course.
It's just things might have been very different. And so that's one takeaway. And so that something that I was surprised about myself, probably that people like me.
That can't be a real answer. That's a cop out.
That's a cop out.
That's a cop out.
Yeah.
That's my new line now.
It's definitely a cop out.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess something that surprised me would be just how much, and not necessarily from these 3 terms, but from from my experience going through these 3 terms with lessons learned from my undergrad, specifically the ones learning how to speak to people and be a little bit more take charge and a little bit more like responsible for other people. I think that was a big surprise on how much it can influence people's perception of you. And while you continue to say all these kind things, and I'm very grateful for them, it's not stuff that I would have expected to hear. So it's been a surprise to me to see how much growth can happen in a year.
Yeah, I think you're also a lot more, at least from the beginning of the year, you're a lot more self-reflective now. And I think you're a lot more positive about yourself, which has also been nice to witness throughout the progression of the year and also our friendship. So it's good to see that. And I think that you've accomplished a lot and you have so much to be proud of. And we all look up to you a lot. So I'm glad that you're slowly starting to accept those things. If your younger self, younger Cody, baby Cody, could see you now, what would he be most proud of?
I think he'd be shocked. Like, the heck happened? Most proud of would probably be having achieved goals in life that were not there for my own childhood. Having stable income, having, stable, as we talk about being in a recession, but having stable income, having good colleagues and relationships with colleagues, friends, and whatnot. Having to say that I could have been in a stable long-term relationship. All these things would be like major surprises to young Cody, something that would never have crossed their mind.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's wholesome. I'm glad that you have that now.
And that I know how to cook.
I'm still learning, so you have that up on me.
Well, let's start a workshop cooking with Cody.
I like that. We have Captain Cody coding, and now we have Chef Cody cooking. They're all 3 C's both times. I love it. We can start a new workshop. You should do that. Do you know how to... Okay, I'm getting carried away. I was going to say, do you know how to bake? But
That's the one thing I don't know how to do.
okay, as long as you...
I'm not good at baking, but
You-
cooking,
You did make those vegetarian vegan sandwiches that you brought to that potluck, which I really appreciated.
not baked, but
But yeah, cooked. That's
Yeah.
what I mean. They were really good. So you can pass on some recipes.
of course, I would be happy to. I love teaching people things.
Okay.
Passing my knowledge.
Great. I have... Okay. I have a really serious question for you. Last one. We're going to end it off on a little bit of, a more serious mindset. If every animal were the same size as a horse, which one would you ride into battle on? It's a very serious question.
It's a very serious question.
It's a really serious
Indeed.
question, and I need you to think it through because what your answer will say will determine how we all see you in the future.
I feel like you're going to be very disappointed because I know my answer already.
No, you can't say
And
the same.
I
You
can-
can't. You can't say the same answer that you said last time.
I don't even remember. Was this question?
It was.
Did I give this question last
Yeah,
time?
you did. You gave the same. Yeah.
I
it
didn't
was-
know. I didn't know. I can't say the previous one.
Well, okay. What
Okay.
are you gonna say now?
So my usual answer to this is the Canadian
Usual.
goose.
As if this is a question that people ask in conversation.
I ask
Usual
everyone this
answer.
question.
No judgment.
But
no
Canadian goose. Why? Because no animal in their right mind would approach a mother goose when it's screaming at you. So it might not be the most physically strongest, but at least it's the most intimidating.
judgment. You've really thought this through.
Well, have you ever approached a goose that's just walking along the path? No, you've probably always walked around it.
Yeah.
Just think about it. And now imagine if that was the same size as a horse.
I just
That thing will
want-
eat you. Plus, you can fly. So, great escape tool.
That's true.
But since I can't use that,
No, you can't.
my backup answer.
The fact
I
that
have
you even
so
have a
many answers to
backup is
this.
insane.
I've asked so many people this question. I have so many really cool perspectives for this question.
Okay.
Mine, if I'm really thinking like min-max player, like gamer mindset,
Okay.
I would choose a honey badger.
Sorry, what's a honey badger again?
A honey badger.
It's a no. Wait, like
Does
what is
anyone in the room know what a honey badger is? Yes.
it? Okay, so everyone but me. For context. Oh. Wait, I know that. I know the Hufflepuff. I know this. Never mind. I know what it is. Okay. Wait. So why?
Well, they're one of the most fiercest animals
Really?
in the animal kingdom. Like they will fight off lions,
Oh, but
despite
they
being
have-
a quarter of the size.
They have such a cute name, like honey badger.
Yeah, they're cute, but they're ferocious. Their most unique trait, I think, is fearlessness. They are not afraid to fight back against something 4 times their size, and often they will win.
No way.
Yes, because it's not a matter of like I don't know, like
Strength, I guess.
this extra large squirrel killing a lion. No, it's about being able to intimidate that lion to get them to back off. But they also have razor sharp claws, and their hide, like their skin,
Mhm.
is very, very durable, very tough. It's hard to penetrate.
The fact that you've thought this through, I don't know whether to be impressed or concerned.
That's
And
the
I also
gamer-
have more questions on why Hufflepuff's mascot is a honey badger
Yeah,
because they're
that's-
supposed to be kind
That's
and
a good question.
fluffy.
I didn't realize honey badger was.
But hey, because now I've had the dilemma of being like a Hufflepuff or Gryffindor for the longest time. Oh, Hannah has an answer. That
Okay.
makes sense. I like that. Okay. So she said
Okay.
honey is sweet, but they're also protective of their friends. That's what Hannah said. Hufflepuff, yeah, because they're loyal. They're known to be loyal. So, fun fact, not fun fact. I've probably said it before, but every time I've taken the Harry Potter quiz, I've gotten an equal amount of times Gryffindor and an equal amount of times Hufflepuff, and it always alternates.
I'd probably label you as a Hufflepuff.
Everyone
so
that
kind.
knows me is thank you. Everyone that knows me says that I'm a Hufflepuff, but I think the things that I've chosen in the quiz that I like more, I guess, align with what the Gryffindors in the story liked. But I'm starting to believe that I might just be a Hufflepuff. But I also want to believe that I can be very brave. So I don't know. I'm just as confused as this website.
I'm going to have to take this test and see where I land. But
Yeah, I want to know what house you are in. Everyone else, I think, knows their houses, but we'll go into that later. Thank you so much for sharing your nerdiness with me and with the audience. It's been a long day, but I really appreciate you coming on and explaining all the concepts of your MRP and explaining it in a very not dumbed down way, but like in a way that everyone else understands. For people that have challenges understanding complex topics. But it was great to have you on. It was such a pleasure, seriously.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciated you inviting me onto the show, and
Of course.
it was a great time.
He's the best person to pick a mind. So, yeah. He has a very interesting mind. But thank you to our audience for watching, and I hope to see you on our next episode. Bye.